Hi sewing friends, welcome to my sewing room. My name's Beth and I'm happy to be sewing with you today. I'm making a simple project. I'm making some scrunchies. The girls in my family wanted some, so I thought, I've got fabric, I've got elastic, I can make some of those. They're pretty easy, so I'm going to show you how I go about it. Let's get started. This is what you're going to need for your scrunchie. I have a 3.5 inch wide strip of fabric and it's about 22 inches long. The scrunchies I made over here all vary in length, just whatever fabric I had. Some were 20 inches and some were 24 inches long. So don't be too worried about how long it is. I know if you cut a 3.5 inch strip from the width of the fabric, you should have enough fabric in that strip for 2 scrunchies. Just cut it in half and go with what you've got. And I have some safety pins and I have a 7-inch piece of elastic. This piece of elastic is 1/2 inch wide. I might go a little smaller. I probably wouldn't go any wider, but this is another piece of elastic that I had in my stash ready to go, so that's the one we're going to use. All right, let's sit down at the machine and put this scrunchie together. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fold one end in, and this is the salvage end, so there won't be a raw edge inside. If it's raw edge, like this side, I might double it up and sew it, but I'm just going to fold it for now, and then we're going to put right sides together with that fold in there. Now I need to take one of my safety pins and I'm going to pin it on the end here, and then I'm going to start turning my scrunchie right side out. So I'm going to push that pin through and try to get the end here to follow. It's time to put the elastic through. So I will put a safety pin on the end of my elastic. And I'm going to pull this through my scrunchie. And I'm going to be careful not to lose the end. I don't go very far before I need to pin that end in so I don't lose it. So I'm going to take that end. That's what my second safety pin is for, just to pin it, hold it in place. And now I'm going to do the scrunchie. Push all that fabric together. All right, here's one end of my elastic, and here's the other end. I'm going to pull both ends out, take the pins off. Then I'll be putting the ends on top of each other, and I'm going to sit down at my sewing machine and I'm going to sew those ends together, keeping these guys flat. as you can see, I went back and forth on that, and they're not exactly together, but that's okay because they're going to be hiding right inside. And remember, I folded one end, so I'm going to tuck the raw edge into that folded end. Now you have a choice once you have these together. The other thing I wanted to mention is there's a seam, and you can kind of make sure your seam is not twisted. Kind of go around and make sure that the seam is all on the outside. Sometimes it twists when you put that elastic through. So now I have the folded edge over the raw edge, and if you want, you can sew right through here, but your stitches will show. You can also take a needle and thread, like I did with this red velvet scrunchie, and hand sew that edge so that you won't see any stitching. So here we are. We've tucked in the raw edge into that folded edge, and I have a needle and thread here. This is the cleanest way to finish this off. If you don't want to see any stitching, just go around. They don't have to be really tiny stitches because it just needs to stay together. Go inside and then come through to that edge, that folded edge. Go under and then come through to that folded edge. Doesn't take long to do these few little stitches to hold that scrunchie together, and there you have it. If you don't want to do any hand sewing and you don't mind having a little bit of stitching on your scrunchie, I'm going to find the one that had, this one is together but it hasn't been sewn yet, so I'm going to sit down at the machine. I'm going to get my seams together right here, and then I will sew all the way through right here. Now it's not going to come apart, but you will have a little seam there. So take your pick, make a bunch of scrunchies, and give some away to your friends. Thanks for joining me.